What's poppin', peeps? Welcome back to the Peep Lounge, where today our guest sitting at over 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. Rumor has it he has a long lost brother named DS Boy Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Game Boy Jones.
I need a big girl. Show me what you gotta make them hit for. Ask the fat to be a shot, yeah, it's a big world. You got the friends that brought the block. Size for shock, when you drop. Fuck a little, need a lot. Ladies.
What's poppin'?
Yep, what's poppin', Mr. Game Boy? I appreciate you taking time out of I know your busy schedule to come hop in the Peep Lounge and kind of just chat BS, talk about some nonsense potentially. Just here for the vibes at the end of the day. I appreciate you taking time out to do this.
Nah, it's all good. No, thank you for having me, sir.
Of course. I've been wanting to get you a part of this for a while. I even mentioned this to you when I reached out to you that I tried DMing you a while back. I even bought Twitter Blue so I could have the, because you need to be like verified to message you. So I couldn't do that. So
that's what they do. That's crazy.
I bought Twitter Blue so I could DM you on Twitter, and then I just never got a response. So I was like, oh, damn.
That's crazy. You know what? I was thinking that makes so much sense because I was getting way less my DMs used to go crazy, and I used to go like, what is happening, man? I mean I know it's happening,
yeah,
but like, and then it kind of like stopped a little bit, and I was like, okay, so it's because Twitter Blue. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what, at least that's what it says. Like it won't let you DM him unless you got like you're a verified user or something like that.
I wonder if there's a setting that I can turn it back to like everybody again.
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure there must be, because I don't have anything. Maybe it's because I don't know if you have Twitter Blue. Maybe it's like that's just like a feature of like you having Twitter Blue, so you have the option like to, if you want to have messages from everyone or not. I don't know how that works, but I did try to message you.
It too much.
I did try to message you, and I did go through like the whole buy process and message you just to find out I got left on red. But because of recent events, meaning you've kind of been in touch a little bit more. So I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna shoot my shot again. And here we are. We're on an episode of the Peep Lounge. So again, I appreciate you and I thank you for taking time out to be on this episode. But Mr. Game Boy, I normally have people start out the same way. I want to hear people's origin stories. How did you, one, get into music itself? And two, how did you wind up in this wacky world that is the Nerdcore community? How did you stumble across this community?
All right. So I guess all right, I'm trying to think of just like a way to like condense this.
I was gonna say, you've been in the game for a while.
Yeah. I mean, not as much as like, I mean, like I'm not like a Mega Ran or anything.
Oh yeah, no, you haven't been there that long.
Yeah, like I get like Mega Ran's been around so long. I was in high school and I heard about him.
Damn.
And I wasn't making music yet.
That just shows Mega Ran's age. Damn.
Yeah, right. I'll say I've technically kind of done music my whole life. Like I've always been in choir and stuff like that. My whole life. I didn't start making music till I turned like 2021 or something like that. Because I remember like the famous line I always tell people was like growing up throughout like high school and stuff. I always tell people, oh, I don't want to become a rapper. That shit's corny.
Well, look at you now. Look, I mean, current events, but
that was always my stance. I was like, yo, that shit's corny. That's because I hated everyone in like my local scene, and that's still true now to this day.
Damn.
No, I don't like local rappers.
That's crazy.
They're
probably watching this right now and be like, what? He doesn't like us?
Their face. I'm like, I was like, hey man, majority of y'all suck, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But the reason why that became a whole thing for me was because I had like this innate ability to freestyle. and I used to always people go like, "Oh man, you should rap, you should rap, you should rap." I'm like, "No, that shit's corny. Nah, I
Yeah.
don't want to do that." And I never even looked at freestyle as like me like rapping at all.
Mhm.
I just did it as like me goofing off. Um, and then one day, I remember I ended up living with my cousin at some point. Like we lived in the same house, but it was sectioned off into different like doors. Like
Yep.
I had like my own place, he had his own place where he really got into music very heavily. And he really was like, "Yo, get on the mic, go ahead and do this and shit." I'm like, "All right, man, all right." And I auditioned for Team Backpack, and it got me a chance to go to like LA, and audition live and stuff, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Where I again at that point I had only been rapping for 3 months before I got there, and people were like, "What the hell?" They're like, "Why are you good? Like this doesn't make sense." They're like, "Oh, how long?" Because everyone else like, "Oh, I've been rapping since I was like 14," and they're all like 25, and I'm just like, "Oh, I've been rapping for like 3 months." Like, you know, I wrote like my first rap 3 months ago, and they're like, "That no, like no, that
just a
doesn't
natural
make
prodigy."
sense. So I mean, hey, I was like, so it's one of those things where I was like, I might as well keep going with this if because I almost ended up I almost won in air quotes because they were fighting for a round 2 like heavily because they were like, there's so many good people, we want there to be a round 2. And I was put on standby for like round 2 if they could push for it. They couldn't, so and they ended up just picking their top 8. So I was like, all right, if this is my first bout at doing this, maybe I should try like doing more with it. Also a fun little side story. He's gonna hate that I said this.
Oh god.
I met 6 Seconds there, and that motherfucker hated me. like he hated me. And it's funny because I met him in New York 2 months ago, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's so great to finally meet you and stuff." And I was like, "Bro, I've been waiting to meet you just to tell like you I met you like 7 years ago and you hated my guts." And he was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh, I'm such an asshole." I'm like, "Yeah." Because he was being a dickhead. And I was like, "Yeah, no, dude." He's like, "Oh, no. He's like, I know that era of me." He's like, my bad. So it's a hilarious callback. I was like, I was never going to say this online to you. I wanted to be face to face. It was the funniest shit.
That's actually funny. So you didn't realize it was you at all. Like he didn't like put 2 and 2 together. He just didn't know it was. Oh, that's crazy.
I had no idea that he had ever met me before.
I was gonna say. So
like,
when you brought that up, did he remember that moment? He's like, "Oh, that was you."
He did.
Really?
I don't think he did. The situation's stupid too. It literally was just it was after the event. Everyone was like dancing around, yada 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 yada. This dude goes out, busts out some dance moves. People go crazy for it, and then I go after him. And if anyone has seen, I'm a retired dancer, so I was still good, like really good back then. So I went out there, probably 2 times the like applause and like shit. I was like, "Ah, yeah." I go to dap him up. He just looks at me and goes, doesn't dap me up and walks away. And I was like, "Damn, that's it? It's like that? That's crazy."
That's wild. That's actually crazy. That's a crazy story. He's gonna watch this, so he's gonna hate that. He's gonna hate that you called him out like that.
I was waiting to tell that shit. Oh my god, that was so hilarious. But yeah, no, that's a nice little segue.
Oh, that's dope.
I mean, sidebar.
Yeah.
But I did that. And then I kind of went home like, all right, I should do this. But I sat on like my hands for like 2 years. I didn't like do anything. I was like, I don't know what my identity as an artist is, and I don't want to do this if I do it. Yeah. Kind of landed on the whole like, all right, well, I really like doing like geeky stuff. And I was like, let me just do. It was part of and we were in like the cover song era. So there were like people who were just always a bunch of singers mostly who were just covering top songs and singing them, yada yada. And I was like, all right, well, I ain't doing that. I can rap about it, but always just put like a spin of like like geekiness to it. It's like, let me put some anime, video games, comics, whatever into this shit. And it just resulted into me remixing songs, doing my own verse, because I very much was just a rapper at like that point. And I kept going viral on Facebook like constantly. So I kept getting hit after hit doing that, yada yada yada.
Yep.
And what made me pivot was me and Dan Bull started talking.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "Hey, I really like you rapping and stuff. I like what you do and stuff." And he goes, "You should start making original music, so that you can start profiting off of it." Because he's like, "You can't profit off of these covers and stuff like that." And he goes, "And if you do that, then we can do a song together." Da 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 da. And which is the most hilarious thing, because we've never done a song together. And it's not even because, and it's not even because it's like we've turned each other down. It's just like the other person's busy when it comes up, so it's funny. That's how that just has worked. And then I went the anime route, obviously, and it works way less. But like, no, he's the reason why I pivoted and went into like doing I think like my first song was like for like Cuphead or something like that. Gotcha. So he's the reason why I started pivoting and to doing those types of raps and stuff like that. And like I had been aware of what like nerdcore was. So this is funny. I'm gonna say this again. I've already publicly said this, but like I was like, man, I've heard a lot of people in nerdcore, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't think many of them are good. I don't think the genre is good. And I was like, maybe I could be the good guy, which I feel like that's like the sentiment that a lot of people have whenever they come into nerdcore. Which is weird nowadays, because there's so many of us that are good. There's ridiculously good.
There's a lot of talent in nerdcore. There's a ridiculous amount of talent.
Yeah. So I was like, so that's how this whole thing kind of blossomed. And then someone pointed it out. I don't ever like to toot my own horn too much, but like technically today's community is because of me, because the Geek Cipher happened. And without that, people don't know each other exist. Because I found a few people, told them to tag people. So people kept going, wait, who's that? Wait, who's that? Wait, who's that? And everyone was like, oh my God, we're all these other scattered people on YouTube doing these other types of raps. And we're not aware of each other. And then we ended up
like coming together like a community.
At some point. And it was only like 15, like 20 of us at that point like talking, but it was cool that we actually like had something. And then obviously, it started to like branch out from there.
So you heard it here first, guys. Game Boy created nerdcore. You heard it here first. No, but and I've said this on a couple of Peep Lounges before, but I kind of had like a similar thing from a consumer standpoint. I didn't necessarily know like nerdcore was like a whole community of people, because I remember my first introduction to nerdcore. Technically, my introduction was like 8 years ago. I listened to a random like nerd out Call of Duty cipher thing or whatever. But in more recent times, in 2020, I listened to Rustage's Copy song, his original Kakashi song. Because it like on the bottom of like Spotify playlist, it has like recommended like songs based on the songs in your playlist. And that song was on there, and so I peeped it. And I was like, oh, okay. At the time, I thought it was a cool song. I thought it was dope. I didn't think anything of it or whatnot, but I kept tabs on the artist. And then Shonen Jump Cypher came out, and then that introduced me to you, to people like Fable, Divide, DPS, and just all these other artists. I was like, damn, there's actually like a whole ass community of people doing this. And from there, the rest was history. Obviously, like I'm well in tune with all the artists and everything nowadays, but at the time I never even fathomed that this whole community existed. And there was but that said as well, there was so much talent within there, because like you were saying, there's some incredibly talented people within the community, and I just love this community because you get a little bit of everything in this community. Like there's something for everybody. You just gotta find it.
Absolutely, yeah. I must say, I love that we're all stylistically like different now, and like again, you can find whatever you want in this community. If you like a certain style, there's someone who does it.
Absolutely, you just gotta find them. You just gotta find them. But you mentioned that you had like a brief, like when it's coming up, you did a lot of remixing of songs and stuff like that. So I want to talk about Creepy Nuts. Wait. I mean, I want to rephrase that. I want to talk about your recent cover of the Creepy Nuts song. That sounds better. Of the Mashal theme, right? Because obviously you had your own iteration of the song, and it kind of blew pardon my French, it blew the fuck up. Did you when you were brainstorming for that remix, did you expect it to take on the life that it did, like at the start, or did it just completely like catch you by surprise on how popular that song became?
So I did. So what's funny is I should have did it sooner. I thought about doing it sooner, but I didn't. I thought trying to not do it. I tried to make an original Mashal song because again, like I don't do covers.
Yeah.
So I fought it for a while, and then I think I was stuck a week, and I was like, I don't know what to do, and I said, you know what? I think I should just go for the Mashal cover, and I did it, and I was like, this is probably going to be the biggest thing that I do this year. Like I automatically knew, my first thought was, this probably won't blow up on YouTube first. What will probably happen is I'll do it. I'll probably make a few TikToks and it'll blow up on TikTok. And granted, it still got bigger than what I thought that it would get. Because I was like, oh, I'm so late to the party that like it'll do great, but like it won't blow up. And I was like, all right, never mind. It's still kind of. I was like, all right, I guess being late to the party don't fucking matter now. Like I'm just like it just worked. So it did blow my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
If I would have did it initially, this is the exact outcome that I thought would happen.
Yeah.
So I'm still shocked that like being this late, it did this well.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'll take
but
it.
that song, like it fits well. Like you did a very good job of doing like your own. I remember at MPC, you performed that song, and I was with my little group. Like we were all going absolutely crazy, doing like the little dance with it too. And I just love that remix so much. And so it was good. It was cool to hear that you kind of did a bunch of that in your little journey to where you are now. You kind of started doing like your own like remixes, your own versions of popular songs and stuff like that, because then hearing you do something like that completely makes sense. But you also mentioned that you made TikToks for it, and that also blew up on TikTok. And I know you're big on the TikTok game. Like, and I want to say you're probably the most prominent person in like and just like the short form content game period in terms of the nerdcore community.
Anime side. It's the anime side.
Anime side. So I gotta ask, well, one, everybody knows, like, well, I guess not everybody knows, but why do you think not as many people take advantage of the short form content? Because it's, from my perspective, I feel like it's an immense tool that can help out a lot of artists if they take the time to do them, and you make like and you don't like, I don't mean like anything bad when I said, but you don't like cheap out with like your TikToks. Like you go like the whole 9 yards. You do like skits, you edit them, subtitles, like effects, like all this other stuff. Like you don't like skimp out on them at all, and they do well for good reason. So why do you think a lot of people don't dive into that as well? Do you think it's like they're scared, or maybe they don't know what they're doing, or like why do you think?
I'm gonna go with all right. So again, I'm not a I'm a very outspoken person, and
Yeah,
I've said this multiple times.
yeah, of course.
I think people are just lazy. Like that's what it comes down to.
Damn.
People are lazy. People also sometimes just don't know. They're lazy slash they don't know what to do. And if they do something, it's like I'm like obviously like sometimes I do rap at the camera, but like I watch people and I'm like, you don't know your lyrics well. You're not even selling it on like camera.
Mhm.
Dog. I was like at least like sell it to me that you're doing it. Like sometimes I'll be looking at like me and I'm like, I don't have enough energy, and I'll redo it. And I was like, you do it and you don't have enough energy, and you're like, that's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Like make me believe what you're doing right now. But like people are lazy. People are stuck in a pattern. I keep telling people stop making music like an old person, because technically what we're doing is the old way of doing things.
Yeah.
Cool. I make a song, I put it on YouTube, and then I get the video editor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And cool, here goes some SEO and stuff, and it's gonna like grab the algorithm, and we're gonna be kind of cool. We'll see how things go and stuff. And I was like, yo, that worked like 6 years ago. Like we still do it now and stuff, no, but like there's more people who doing more things now. I was like, yo, TikTok overtook YouTube in watch time 2.5, 3 years ago now.
That's like crazy to think about.
Like TikTok has more watch time than YouTube. Why are you not doing this? But everyone is stuck inside this hamster wheel of I make the song, I get the editor, I put it on YouTube, and then I go to make the next song and I get the editor and I put it on YouTube, and I'm like, cool. Do more, do something different.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I think it's the same reason why there's so many people who stylistically never change, who never have their quality threshold increase and stuff like that. Like there's some people where I'm like, hey, why don't you just leave for like 4 months and like work on shit?
I mean, that's very valid. I mean, that's very valid because
a lot of people because a lot of people didn't see us in the beginning and stuff, like where like obviously we kind of got on this roll for a little bit, but like I remember there was like a good like very early on I said, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna leave for like, this is back when we were doing a lot of other shit. But I said, all right, I'm gonna leave YouTube for like 3-4 months, and I was like, I'm going to learn how to video edit, learn how to mix my stuff better, do some other stuff, and so I can kind of like come back. Because like back then,
and like reinvent yourself a little bit, yeah.
Which it still always blows my mind that I can think of a time when we would literally write, record, mix, master, and edit our own video and put it out. And we did that weekly, dude, for like a year.
Can't imagine. Like I remember days like that where, or like those days where I would see you guys dropping weekly. Like even to somebody that likes a DPS was dropping weekly, and it's just like, bro, like, and that's one of the things about Nerdcore. Just in general, there's just so much frequency with drops and content. I'm just like, how the hell do you guys, not only how do you guys manage everything, how do you guys keep up with everything and keep up the motivation to actually like push yourself to get, like, there's so many factors that it's just mind boggles me, because as just a simple reactor and content creator, I feel like I'm busy, but then I look at people like yourself, people like a DPS, people like a Fable, a Rustage, and I see how busy you guys are. I'm just like, dude, like I'm wore out just by thinking of the stuff that they do. Like, dude, it's mind-boggling the work that you guys and your guys' work ethic that you guys put towards your craft and your content on all aspects, whether it's short form content, your music, marketing yourself, all this stuff. Like it just mind boggles me.
It's a lot. I tell people the best way to do this is just be an insane person. That's how you do it. It's easy. It's definitely the easiest route.
True.
If you're just crazy.
I mean, true.
So I mean, we have a whole bunch of convos. I'd say like me and Fat Snaps more so specifically.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that we talk to and we'll be FaceTiming and stuff like that. And there's some people who sometimes go like, man, you guys is, the way that you work is crazy and stuff. And they're just like, man, I wonder if I have that gear in me and stuff. And we're like, we're very much aware that we're not normal. We're not this isn't normal.
Absolutely not. Like I heard what DPS's like schedule, like what his routine is. I'm just sitting there. I'm just like I was dumbfounded. Like he told me himself, and I'm just like he apparently he works through the night, and he gets like very few hours of sleep, and then he got to dedicate time to his family. I'm just sitting there. It's like, dude, you're a freaking madman. Like I would legitimately go clinically insane trying to do the stuff that you guys try to do on a weekly basis. So props to all the nerdcore artists out there who are working hard.
If I had a baby, oh my god, that stuff would suck. Which he has now. He has kids and stuff. But yeah, no, like I typically wake up in the morning. I'll work until about I work until about 4 or 5 p.m. My wife gets home around then. I spend time with her until she goes to bed around 9:30. That's why we did this at 10.
Yep.
9:30. Then I come back downstairs and I start working again. Then typically I'm awake till 5 a.m. And
what time do you normally wake up?
Back on. It ranges between 9 to 11.
So you're only getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep.
I get 5 hours of sleep.
Dude. I make sure to pride myself on getting my 8 hours of sleep, and I can't do anything less than that. I try to pride myself.
I'm at the point now where I even tell my wife, I'm like, I can't even go to sleep early, because the thing is, if I go to sleep with her and like 9, 10 a.m., I'll wake up at 3 a.m. and 9, 10 p.m. I'll wake up at 3 a.m. and I'll just be like, fuck, I'm here now. Because my body's stuck with that now.
It's so ingrained in that routine. Yeah.
So I could sit there and struggle in bed for an hour and a half before I could go back to sleep, or just get up and start working again.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna go downstairs and work for 6 hours and I'll go to bed. Sorry.
Dude, and to hear stuff like that is just like I said, I've said it already a couple times. It's just crazy to think about, and I feel like it gets overlooked sometimes, and how busy the artists, especially the bigger artists in the community, how much time and effort and work that they put to keep up with whatever their schedule might be, whether you're dropping bi-weekly, tri-weekly, once a month, whatever your schedule it is. You're just always just so go. And I actually have to give a shout out, because I was watching your Beyond the Booth with X-Phase. Shout out to X-Phase, by the way, dope content creator in his own right. But you mentioned, and this is something that stuck with me, because I feel the same way. But you mentioned that, hey, you make time for all of this because you're passionate about all this. It doesn't matter how busy you get, how busy you will be in the future. If you're passionate about something, you will find a way to incorporate that and do it. And however you can, whether it's only for an hour, if it needs to be, whether you will find a way. And I heard that line, and it stuck with me, because like I said, I'm so busy with this content stuff, and I get asked all the time, how do I keep up with everything? Yada. Because I'm passionate about it, man. I enjoy making content. I enjoy, obviously I'm not as busy as a lot of people. I wouldn't say I'm as busy as a lot of people are, but it's just because I'm passionate about that. And obviously you're passionate about the music and your craft and all the stuff that you do. And it's just one of those things that just you love it, so you just find a way. It's just it's like a relationship too. If you love somebody, it doesn't matter what happens, you're gonna you're gonna make it work. Like you love this person, you're gonna make it work. You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
But
Will make time if you like something, man. Yeah, and there's some people where like again they're like I don't have like that gear. And it's so this is a big convo that I have with people too is hey, what you're figuring out right now
Mhm.
is you don't want this as a job. I was like, and that's fine. You should like, yes, do we want to make a living off of our music? Because that's great.
Mhm.
Yes, we do. Making a living off of your music is a fantastic thing that you can do. But with how you want to work, you're realizing that is not enough to make that a job right now. Unless if you have some substantial hit where you could have somebody, because the thing is, again, independent artists, I tell people I'm more of a glorified project manager than I am an artist at this point. I am sending people, like I'm making mock-ups of thumbnails to send to other thumbnail artists to make look better. I have, like video editors. I'm over here getting revisions and stuff like that. So I'm throwing that out there. I'm still, obviously like writing the songs and stuff. I'm answering all of my emails and stuff and trying to make, like wheel and deal that way.
You're a businessman at the end of the day.
Exactly. Shoot, man. And then the thing is, I'm still editing. Like I still edit probably 70% of my TikToks.
I was gonna ask, do you edit? I was gonna say, do you edit them? That's crazy, bro. That
I think every TikTok that features my face is basically edited by me. Any TikTok that is just like, here goes a thing like a mini like block of like AMV-ish type stuff isn't me.
Gotcha.
But everything with my face is usually edited by me.
That's dude, and that just adds to it. Like, because like I said, you don't skimp out. Like you could easily just post a video. You don't have to put any effects. You don't have to put subtitles. You can do the most bare bones stuff, but you don't.
Shout out CapCut.
Yeah, shout out, dude. That's crazy because I see people live and die by CapCut.
it speeds up the workflow. Like as someone who owns Premiere,
I use DaVinci. I use DaVinci personally.
I actually want to buy DaVinci just so I can shut down my entire Adobe suite, only get Photoshop.
That's what I do. I only pay for Photoshop. That's the only thing I get.
Yep. So yeah, because the thing is, I used to use Premiere and all that stuff, but like now it's like, if I want like a video to shake, I'd have to go, all right, cool, move keyframe, zoom, keyframe, and that's a shake. CapCut, drag, drop, boom, it shakes. And what's the intensity? Boom. That's it.
And that's the thing I like about DaVinci too, because they have like a whole effects library. So like in that one, they have like a little effect. If I wanted the camera to shake, put down an adjustment clip, put the effect there, whatever, and just like the motion, like how much do I want it to move? Do I want it to be light? Do I want it to move all over the place? I can adjust that. There's little sliders for everything, and they got a whole bunch of effects for literally everything. Like if you want things to zoom in, zoom out, if you want video transitions, audio like they got, and that's, I'm telling you, that speeds everything up. Now, the one thing I think is the most tedious thing, and I need to ask you about this because I need to know, for myself and my content to better my content, is the subtitles, because those are, at least in DaVinci Resolve, they don't have anything that streamlines that. So if I want to do subtitles, no, they don't. I think it's in the studio version, but I got the free version. I think they got like an auto caption feature in the studio version, but I don't have multiple.
Splurge, do it. Just buy it real quick.
Let me just drop. Let me just. But so I have to put everything in manually if I want subtitles. So does CapCut have this like feature where it has like an auto caption feacer, or do you do everything manually?
I don't know if it's in the free one or not, but I mean, I do. I bought CapCut for the year, which I think is like, is it like $100? It might be less than that. But like, yeah, no, it's it does do auto captions. I will say a good chunk of the time, them shits piss me off. Um, just for how, like the thing, like if you use their animated ones, like sometimes they come out and I'm like, the lines you chose to like throw out there like irritate me. Like I wish it would like let me customize that a little bit more.
Oh,
But for the most part, it does like a pretty solid job. Actually, what I'll do sometimes, like that's why I like using a lot of a lot of singular word ones.
Mhm.
And the thing is, like, since it's a lot of music, what I'll do is I'll listen to my track, I'll go into the mic, and I will like if I was doing like bling bang bong, I'd go into my mic and be like, cheated, gifted, and I wasn't wanted. And I will say it with perfect, like dictation and stuff. So then whenever it tries, and then I'll line it up and then let it try.
Oh, that's smart though. That's
it makes
smart.
it a lot easier.
Gameboy's putting you artists on game right now, man. He putting you on Game Boy is putting you on game.
Oh man. But hey man, I actually will say again, hey, but if you believe in yourself, you will just go into financial risk for your career. It'll pay off. Actually, no, it's funny. I literally this is how this is how I measured my success early on.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I said, because I started doing all of the coverish stuff I mean, like the remixes and stuff early on.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I really want to take this serious. I had a friend who always came over and helped me record. Shout out to my friend Darian. He I don't think I've ever seen more of a hobbyist in music than this guy. This guy legit, like one time was like, oh yeah, here goes all the songs that I've made. He doesn't release anything. He doesn't release anything. He has no desire to. He goes, nope, I like having fun indoors. And that's entertaining to me. That's it. And he just makes stuff. And I was like, cool, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I was like, so he actually was like pretty good at like mixing and stuff at that point.
Yeah.
But like he literally would come over for like every cover. And we would sit there and we would just record them real quick. Like I would go through and just like I was fast back then. I would write them things quick and we would put it out and we would, it was crazy. So like we had all that, but then I was like, all right, cool. Since I'm taking this, I was like, since I want to like speed up my process and take it a slightly more serious, I was like, let me go out and buy all of my own stuff. So I think I bought my SM7B, the Cloud Lifter, my computer, and all that. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, I spent like a good like $800 to $1,000, something like that, on all that stuff. And I remember the day I was like, I paid off that credit card. I was like, GameboyJones is now officially green.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm no longer in the red. The money I have spent on this has now finally been outweighed by the money that I've made. And I was like, because I was waiting for that credrit card to like go, and I was like, once that bitch is done,
that's how you know, like you deep down you made it. Like hey, like this is I'm good to go. Like I'm here to stay now. This was like that was like the beginning. Like it was just like this is where I truly take off and start doing my own thing.
Get the stuff, but it worked.
Truly, so, like I said, he I think Game Boy, at least I would like to think Game Boy right now is doing pretty well for himself in the grand scheme of things. So shout out to Game Boy, and shout out to like I said, your work ethic, because I know you'd be busy all over the place and doing stuff. And there was even a brief period too where you were doing music videos like every other week as well for all your
so busy, bro,
dude. And here's the thing. I miss those because I actually enjoyed those music videos, man.
I want to still do them, but like I was like, so financially, I'm like, obviously ain't gonna do shit for me now.
Yeah.
Like if anything, I would want to I would throw those over to another, I think a lot of the times that I should unlist those and put them up on a different channel and continue doing that. But even though I feel like there's a way that I could kind of like look, I'm gonna say it out loud now. Some of those videos are gonna have like thumbnail changes and stuff, and I still might bring them back. going forward. But trying to do something different with them. We'll see. It just it was an experiment. Didn't really work out the way that I needed it to. I just sidetracked myself so crazy. What did you say right before that? It was the music videos, and then.
Oh no, I was just saying how much I miss the music videos, and that I was pretty much saying that I would like to see them come back, and just because I enjoyed watching them.
What's funny is I think I had a side point that I was like, all right, remember that side point, and then once I reached the end, and I was like, all right, but it's gone. But you don't have it no more.
I do gotta ask, because I'm curious. Somebody of your stature. Oh,
I remembered it.
Oh, perfect.
Hold on, real quick.
Yep.
The money now goes into which I'm not sure if you've seen, like the whole like Glitch Whisper project.
Of course. Yep. Of course.
Yeah. So that's where everything has now gone, which is doing well. We can talk about that later.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, I was gonna bring that up later, so it's perfect you bring that up now, because actually wasn't. Here's the thing. I was kind of unsure, because I don't know if it was made public that was you or not. So I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like, am I allowed to bring that up? And I forgot to ask you before we went live, or I clicked record. So I'm glad you brought that up now. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But I do got to ask somebody of like your stature in the community, how long does it take you to develop a song from start to finish? Like if you had to give like an ETA. Because I know what you on your main channel, you drop what, bi-weekly?
Ish.
Depends.
This year has been much slower. That's because I travel so freaking much, and I'm draining myself whenever I do it. I've been so drained because if I just gave you the rundown of my last like 3 months, I just got back from Vegas, LA. That was all one trip. I did Anime NYC. And then whenever I did NPC, I also went to Nashville at that time, and next week potentially might be back in Raleigh.
That's crazy.
The month after that, I'm guaranteed to be in Nashville again.
Damn, bro.
I travel a lot.
And I think it was I had Mix Williams on an episode of the Peep Lounge, and he was mentioning that, like, because I mentioned somebody like a DPS who's busy and he's constantly like working and stuff like that, but he brought you up because he mentions like, dude, you do your week, like your yearly, like you hit up like almost all the conventions that you can hit up. You're always traveling, like, just because like it might not be fully like obviously music is your main focus, but you're doing all these other stuff behind the scenes, and you're traveling, you're moving around, you're planting, you're doing all this. And when he was saying that, I was like, wait, so you're telling me he's traveling to all these places in a short period of time? Like, how do you not get like whiplash of just like, okay, you're here one day, and then next thing you know, you're going to be all the way over here, and then you could end up the next weekend over here. Like how do you like push yourself to get through that? Because I know that's got to be a lot, and wear and tear mentally, physically. Like how do you get through it?
I like experiencing life, so I just look at it that way. Also shout out being an extrovert. So that really helps out, because I can sit there, like I can go to a convention and I'm talking to a whole bunch of people, and like that's fine with me. Like I can network and stuff. Like shit, man, there's people who watch me network and they're like, I can't do that, and I'm like, just go talk to people, dog. Like,
yeah,
it's like how that shit works, man. Like I literally was at a freaking Anime NYC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now texting Creepy Nuts manager now because I'd walked up to her. I was like, "What's good?"
That's crazy. So now that you say that, GameboyJones and Creepy Nuts collab when?
Hey, we're seeing what's up, man. So fun fact before I actually answer your original question. So I just actually translated the entire like the Don Da Don opening. So like the song came out last night.
Yeah.
It's all translated right now. Like literally, we're getting off this call. I'm recording it actually. At one point, there's a section in the song. I was like, "What in the world does this mean?" And I literally texted her and I said, "Can you send?" I was like, "Can you give me a better translation than what this says?" And she's like, "I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost can't." She was like, they use so much like slang that it's almost in this like she's like that I almost don't even know.
That's crazy.
She's like their slang is so regionally like known for them that like I'm almost out of the loop on this.
Damn.
And I was like, cool. She's like, here goes something better than what is presented there. But she's like, I don't even know if that's 100% accurate.
That's crazy.
And I was like, cool. I'll transcribe that the way that I need to. But thanks.
Also, I will say you got to make sure you're quick with that because I know a certain person by the name of Suyo, and I know you're aware of who Suyo is, but he also said that he's also gonna do his own version of the Don Da Don like song. So you got to make sure you get it out before him.
Everybody's gonna be doing theirs. Look, I was the last person to make Bling Bang Bang Born, and I still have the biggest one. So
hey, that's a flex. That's a flex.
I was late to the party, and I still beat everybody. Okay, so I ain't too terribly worried about it. But yeah, no, I am trying to be like earlier about it this time. I was like, okay, cool.
Be ahead of the curve a little bit.
I'm like, all right, well, we already did, and like literally, I think I posted on TikTok just like the opening and me just being like, and that got like 10,000 likes, and I was like, okay, so you people want me to make this thing? Like,
so it's gonna go crazy when it eventually does come out, and I'm excited for it too. I don't know what the song is. I haven't peeped like the show or the song or anything like that yet. So I have no idea what I'm getting into. I'll have to peep it out probably after this when we get done with this recording. But I have no idea, so I don't know the hype behind this. I've been slacking on my anime. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I haven't kept up with a lot of the popular stuff in the community. Like
it's not that much right now. Anime's been slow.
But it's just like if I haven't seen any has been. I know that had ran its course a little bit. Don Da Don. Hell, I didn't get caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen until like 2 months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, you're a little late on that because that's almost JJK season ended in like December.
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm just super slow at watching everything. I'm just so like focused on like, okay, I gotta get this. Like I'm so focused on my content, and I'm very ADHD. So like if I try to like multitask, it does not work. I gotta focus on what I'm doing, or else it's not gonna get done.
Speaking of focus, what was your original question? Let me answer that. You asked me a question. What was your original question?
Because I was asking, like physically and mentally, just how do you just withstand just being able to like travel to all these places? Or
was that the question? The original question? I thought there was one right before that too, and I kind of like derailed it.
Honestly, I don't. Really before that I don't even remember.
If you had something written down or something, like I was like, I don't know. I'm good at derailing shit because I'm kind of ADHD too. I feel you.
I'm very forgetful. I'm like so scatterbrained. So if I just like completely, it's like, oh, we're gonna have like one question about this, and then we get into a very deep and like more meaningful conversation, like these will be all over the place because I'm just so scatterbrained. So I feel that 100%.
Scatterbrain.
But and we'll just change the subject completely, and we'll bring up Glitch Whisper, your little side project that you got, that you kind of do. I don't know if it's like officially, but I know you do a lot of stuff with Thrizzy on that channel. What was the reason for you wanting to do it? Because I know you cover a lot of like indie horror, Like I know you recently did like a Minecraft stuff. Like you do a lot of just different stuff that we wouldn't necessarily see on the GameboyJones main channel. So like what about the topics and stuff about that you cover on that made you feel like, oh hey, I want to start writing songs about those?
Okay, so there's like 3 reasons why Glitch Whisper exists. One, if you probably noticed this year, I went back to rapping much more.
Yeah.
Because like last year, I had like the big pop phase where I was doing a lot of that kind of, I mean, I still did it like this year too, but like last year, I really dived very heavily into. I mean, I guess like at the beginning of this year, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool, but I stylistically jump around a lot, so I know I alienate a giant chunk of my whatever piece of the pie of the audience you fall into. I alienate you from week to week to week to week. Because people are like, oh, that's rapping GameboyJones. No, hit me up whenever he's singing. Oh, that's singing GameboyJones. All right, cool. But I like rapping GameboyJones, but I only like rapping GameboyJones being like doing like the yelling stuff.
Yeah.
So I need that. So like there's so many people who like me.
But you don't like to box yourself in. You like to like mix things up and try things new.
I get bored, dog. I get so bored. Like I have to do new stuff.
Shout out ADHD. Shout out to ADHD.
Right. So like Glitch Whisper is a way that I can like almost continuously do pop music and it not be a hindrance, because pop music is like dicey on the anime side. And I was like, and it does way better on the gaming side. So I was like, well, I'm already into some of these fandoms anyway, so I might as well just make songs for them.
Yeah.
Which I've always wanted to do, but I was like, I know I can't. Shout out to Fable and Divide. I was like, I can make a side channel, but I know that I'll crash and burn and I won't do it. Which RIP their side channels.
I was gonna say I haven't seen any of those guys post on their side channels in a bit.
For a while. Yeah. So I just never did it. Thrizzy thought about, he was like, oh, I kind of want to do what you guys do. And I said, oh, you should go into like the indie horror, like gaming space and stuff like that. And I think like he had like a week where he did it, but he asked me questions. He'd ask me questions. He'd ask me questions. He'd ask me questions. But like, he wasn't even like doing like work for it. He just kept asking me questions. And then eventually I was like, dude, I can always give you the info on stuff.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was just like, hey, since we're just kind of like doing this, do you want to just because like I already made the Has Been Hotel song with him and something else, and I was like, you know what, this is which the Has Been Hotel song is stylistically so different from a lot of GameboyJones stuff, and I was like, we could probably just do this and just make a side channel. And I was like, look, as long as you take care of the engineering side and whatever, I know how social media works, I know how YouTube works, and how all that stuff works. I was like, I just need you to do a little bit more heavier lifting on like if I say there's like a topic, I need you to hit the ground running writing,
like help more on like the creative process. Yeah.
And I was like, so we can be more of a team and stuff like that. So like I was like, here goes the topic, let's go. And typically, I mean, like right before we got on this call, you see Thrizzy called me, and stuff like that. So like I think, you know, I powwowed, like, all right, this is the thing, let's go. I'll be on his ass too, man. Like he man, he hates it. Like actually no, he doesn't. It's so crazy because like I can scold that man because that dude be like, his ADHD is bad. I actually literally told him the other day, I'm like, hey, I don't say this often, but you should take Adderall. Okay? Like I was like, I don't say this to anybody. You should probably take Adderall. Like, he'll probably benefit.
Get on some medication.
Because he pisses me off. Because I told him, hey, whenever you get off the phone with me, never tell me a number that you will be back in. Because you will not call me back in that amount of time ever.
Dude, Thrizzy gang. Drizzy getting dragged to the mud, and he can't even stand up for himself.
No. First of all, he would just agree. He know he's bad. I scold him on calls, and I think the reason why we're still actually, I even told him, I said, hey, the reason why we still work together is because the fact is, I do this to you, and you don't fight me. Because there's people who'd be like, but I was so busy, and da-da-da. And he'll literally just be like, yeah, no, I need to do better. And I'm like, the fact that you don't fight me on it is what makes me go, all right, let's get back to work.
Yeah.
and again, I always tell people, I'm very aware. I'm not fucking normal.
Absolutely.
The work stride that I go on is insane. And you're seeing, and he goes, what y'all do is like this, like there's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah.
This, I'm like, yeah, it's a ton. So I was like, whenever you messing up, you messing me up with somebody else. I was like, look, you don't gotta tell me. I was like, look, man, if you don't call me back in the hour, that's fine. Just tell me that. But now I have this video editor, like, who's going like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, you just gotta tell me. I was like, I'm just in the dark with you, probably Reese.
Yeah,
like,
probably. But
yeah, no. Glitch Whisper like came up from, again, stylistically, I would rather keep rapping and like the fun zany style of me on GameboyJones.
Yeah.
Me doing pop stuff works better over there. Again, Thrizzy wanted to get into the space, kind of didn't know how to navigate it, so we could just work together on doing things. And it's cool because like I love being on FaceTime calls and we just write together. Like we'll write each other's like verses in tandem and stuff like that. Like I'll be like, oh, I don't like that word, switch out that word. I don't like that flow, switch out that flow. Like I don't like that note, go up, go down. Here goes a lower melody to put underneath that melody and stuff. Like, I mean, like here goes harmony. So it's kind of cool that we kind of like,
you guys can bounce off each other pretty well.
Yeah, so we do that pretty heavily, and I'm glad that I have like another person, because I wouldn't do it if it was me alone. But like now that just makes me, again, we talk about being busy. I'm busy. I am busy.
No,
I'm trying to put out a song every 2-3 weeks on GameboyJones, and Glitch Whisper is kind of more active because that space is more active right now.
True, that's very, very true.
Literally, I have a song coming out tomorrow for Glitch Whisper. Just came out with a song last week for Minecraft.
You're going to be dropping a Poppy Playtime for the new chapter, right?
I love that game. Yes,
that's my favorite indie horror game. So I'm telling you right now,
yeah.
you will get the Glitch Whisper reaction out of me if you make a Poppy Playtime song.
I'm 1,000% making a Poppy Playtime song. I want that game. I like that game too. I love that game to death. I love that game to death. Have you seen some like the critters that they've been releasing and stuff like that, and all the teasers and stuff? I seen the little lamb and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah. No. I actually literally have like a Google Doc, and it goes, "This is when blah 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 property comes out." So I even have like I was like, all right, cool, the Fortnite season comes out next month.
Damn. So like you keep track of like when all like the new things come out and stuff like that, and be on top.
Yeah,
it doesn't stop with you, man.
I have a lot.
Wait. So why do you keep up with like Fortnite? And because you mentioned Fortnite, why Fortnite?
We're gonna come out with a like a song for whatever the season's gonna be.
Really? So you're gonna be touching Fortnite too? That's crazy.
I want to give it a shot. I want to be like, all right. What does a Fortnite song for like a season? Because the only person who makes Fortnite songs currently right now is Chewy Cat.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me try dropping it. I might try to remix the one Fortnite song I did drop on my channel and just fit it into whatever the theme is for this next season. But yeah, no, I like I'm giving it a go right now. I actually somewhat look at analytics over there to kind of see what happens, because fun fact, I think I said this on X Phases.
If you're mentioning the fact that you don't really pay attention to analytics and stuff like that, I remember you brought that up during X Phases, and I'm the exact same. I'm the exact same way. Even though my content isn't like as impactful and it doesn't really affect me because I know you make a living and all that stuff off your music and your content. And unfortunately, I still have my full-time job and all that stuff, or my primary stuff. This isn't my main source of income, so it doesn't really affect me as much. But I feel like if I paid attention too much, like, oh, hey, this video didn't do as well, that'll affect me too much mentally, to the point where it'll discourage me to the point where I don't want to do it no more. And so I just don't pay attention. Like, oh, if it gets 100 views, so be it. It got 100 views. Cool. That's 100 people that enjoyed the video. That's perfect. That's all I need.
You're also, again, as someone who's reacted before, sometimes I'm like, it's just not up to you.
That's true.
It's not up to you. I mean, shoot, even me making music, sometimes it's still not up to me. Like, I'm still doing stuff on properties. It's still recommendation basis. There's still a whole bunch of other stuff. I did look at analytics enough. Like, I'm at the point now where I just know. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I know the performance of things. I can see how many comments. Like, you know, I still go back through and I'll still try to answer back through comments and stuff. I can see general, all right, how many tweets are people sending back at me now and stuff like that. Like, I can overall gauge off of just that now. I like, after you do it so long, I can get like, that generally did well, that generally didn't do as well, blah, 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 blah. I can put something out, know if it's going to do well before I even do it. So like I just kind of go off of like instinct now and just go like, all right, cool. And like even like, you know, I came with like the Plus Size Elf song and I was like, all right, this is gonna do absolutely abysmal on YouTube. I already know that's gonna happen. But I was like, I'm making the song more so for TikTok than I am YouTube. So if I can make it work on there, then so be it. That's what the trade-off's gonna be. And hopefully, you know, I can make something work.
Banger song, brother. Banger song, brother.
Yeah, thank you. I try to think very multi-platform,
and that's what
whenever I make songs.
I was gonna say because I know, and like I said, like I feel like you're the best at it. You focus. I feel like you focus on virality of your music and trying to make it like you've had couple songs now where they just blew up, whether it be on TikTok or just short form, like Ura Raka. That's an OG one. I remember that one blew up.
You know what's funny is that I didn't even blow that up. I did, but I didn't. It's actually the reason why it's probably the reason why I use TikTok. I was still looking at my analytics at this time. And I remember I looked at my graph and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why did I get like 400K more like views than usual? And it was like, I was like, ooh, rock. So funny thing is, ooh rocka, crazy, because this is at a time that we were growing. Like we were steady growing, like all the time, no matter what we did. And I put out ooh rocka with Fable, and which people always forget that dude's on that track.
I'm not gonna lie to you, mentioned it just now. I forgot that he was on there too.
right. I was like, hey, it's very much my song. I was like, good. I was like, I didn't get, you know, like I'm not getting washed by my feature. Also, I have a really weird like that becoming a thing is weird because literally Ooh Raka didn't blow up because of like 2 bars. It blew up because of the entire first verse through the chorus. Like which is very rare. Like because typically it's snippet based. But I could perform that entire thing and people are like, yep, that's the entire TikTok, 1 minute and like 25 seconds.
And nobody pays attention to Fable's first.
and then it kind of stops there, which is kind of hilarious. But I looked and I was like, where did this come from? And I had to search around for a while before I found it. But someone legit, it was this one girl. She legit just downloaded the video and put it up on TikTok. Blew up.
What?
And I was like,
who was the person? Because I feel like I know who the person might be.
I can't remember their name. I have them followed. I could probably go through my follow list and be
are they pretty big on TikTok?
No.
Oh, they're not big on TikTok?
No, it was just a random fan. It was just a random fan. It was like, I like this song.
Never mind that. I was gonna say, I remember seeing it. I think somebody, because I remember seeing somebody like cosplay Uraraka, and they had that,
Oh, yeah.
and it was like a big I remember it being a big person. They had your song playing in the background, like in the background song. So I think it was like Sophia Gomez
or Sophia. Yeah, so I'm gonna say Sophia is another. So after that big blow up happened, I said, oh, okay, that's cool. I made a TikTok where I just duetted it, and I was like, hey guys, by the way, I'm the one who made the song. Cool, whatever. And then I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything for like a year. So like it blew up that time. Yeah. Months later, I did that duet, and I was like, cool. That was it. And then I did like one more, and song blew up again. And then I sat on it for like another year, and people were still like
crazy
using it for a while. And then that's whenever I was like, let me start making a few TikToks. And I was still bad at making TikToks at this point. And they would just viral. Like they just boom, 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 boom. And I was like, okay. And then the song, so it went viral like 3 different times.
And it's crazy because it's like it's not even like a popular subject or anything. It's Uraraka, like a side character in My Hero Academia.
It's flopped. That's what I was saying. Is we put it out, it flopped because at that point, so we were obsessed with analytics at like this point. We were like, oh, okay, cool. Like I remember we got to the point where we were like, all right, if we can drop, and by the end of the week it has 10K views, boom, perfect. All right, if it drops at the end of the week, it's 20K views, perfect. And we were at like the rise. So I think at like that point, like my average was like, oh, I'd hit the end of the week and it always would at least always hit 50K views.
Yeah.
Uraka, I think at the end of the week had like 5K views. It flopped. It died. It floundered. It was terrible. So for it to blow up 2 years later without me even doing anything is crazy. And I remember liking that song. I was like, yo, this song is dope as shit, bro. This is about to blow up. Was my worst performing song that year.
That's crazy, but that just shows, man, like having like things like crazy things can happen on the internet, man. Like you can drop a song. It might not do well in the moment, whatever, but then lightning might catch a bottle and all of a sudden you get like a resurgence. And it's not even just songs. Like you can be a content creator and you can make a video about something and it might flop at first, but then something happens and the next thing you know, snap of a finger, it just blows up. And hell, maybe even like a year or two down the line, like in your case, where it's just like you didn't really do anything and all of a sudden you just notice, oh shoot, why the hell is this blowing up all of a sudden? I haven't touched this. So that just shows how crazy the internet can be sometimes, where it's just like you can catch that lightning in a bottle. And I just remember it being so weird because to this day I'm just like, Uraraka though.
It's weird because now, so I'm told, so I, again, not to toot my own horn here, but people go, hey, I don't think you like, I don't think that you know, but like, you're the reason why the character is popular. Like, you are legit. Uraraka was hated at that point.
Really? I didn't realize all that.
She was a hated character because like, and apparently like my song like made people have like a realization, because like I feel like the show does a good enough job at doing this.
Yeah.
But like she was like, because people are like, oh, like Uraraka is just doing it for money. I'm like, yeah, because she's poor, dog. Like she's trying to help her family. I'd always like, and that's like a big thing in the theme of the song. You know, she does, and the most quoted part, she doesn't do it for herself. She does it for her family.
Yep.
And that made her a popular character.
Yeah.
But she was hated. I was like, that's so weird to me. I don't get it. But hey, here, like, hey, many streams later, here, like,
I was gonna say,
people still know that.
Like, I could probably go to your Spotify right now, and it's still probably in your top 5, like the top 5 highlighted tracks, just because it's still
most likely
because of how just viral it went. And you've had plenty of viral hits since then. Like I said, the Mashal cover. I don't know if it's necessarily, it's not viral, but I do see it popping up a lot. Your Big Elf Girl song. I see that.
Yeah. My Dobby track, I should actually probably redo that one again. Dobby, since he had his moment. I've had a bunch of viral Dobby moments. Actually, like one of them, I was like, my old Dobby track went viral, and I said, hey, you're going over to the other artist profile. That shit sucks. I'm like, stop. I'm like, get out of here. I'm like, archive that bitch. I was like,
that's crazy.
I don't like that song anymore. The new one went viral too, so I was like, all right, cool.
That new one, Hurt Before, is really, really good. I remember bumping that a lot after I reacted to it. I bumped that heavy.
I went nutty on that song. That song is, I think I had my favorite compliment ever on that one. It was McGuire. He texted me. He said, "Hey man, not to suck your dick or anything, but you probably had the best chorus this year with that."
That's the most McGuire ass compliment ever.
He just cold texted me that. Like, we weren't having a conversation. That was just like it's 7 p.m. and that's the first thing that he sent me that day. Like,
oh, shout out to McGuire, man. That man's a personality. But Mr. Game Boy, okay, so you might have seen I took to one social media because I normally at the towards the end of this podcast interview, I still don't know what to properly call it. And I gather questions and topics that the fans might want, the burning questions that the fans might, or just people online might want the answers to.
Oh, I did see you do that.
And so I have gathered a few of them here, and hopefully we can go through them and we can answer them, talk about them. Well, you can shrug them off if you want to, because you could be just like, hey, fuck this person, I don't want to answer this. Well, however you want to answer these, feel free. The floor is yours. So with that being said, this first question comes from somebody that me and you know very well. At least I think you know very well. Comes from one Callan B.
Oh, what's up?
Callan B, King B of the Hive. He asks, what's your most proud moment as a creator?
Oh, that's easy. I always just tell people the day that I quit my job. That's easy.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I remember as someone who, all right, it's so weird because I always tell people I'm emotionless, but like as like known as being like the cheery guy, like I kind of like don't like by emotionless, I don't really get like, I don't cry, I don't get sad about stuff. I'm a very like optimistic, like go guy and stuff like that. But the day I quit my job, my like I cried like very involuntarily.
Damn.
And I had, it was so random. Again, I don't cry. I think like I think like my last notable note of crying, I was probably like 8 years ago, and then before that was like middle school.
Dude,
so like
I'm the same way. I don't really like. I'm just known to be this like optimistic, like happy-go-lucky guy that I don't really like. Like I'm not. I want to say I'm emotionless, but like I'm just. Yeah, that's how it feels. But it's just like it's something that would make most people normally like emotional or sad or anything like that. Like it doesn't. I don't know if it doesn't hit with me as much, or it's just like I don't know if it's like a mind thing or something like that. But I just like I don't get like too emotional over things. So I relate to you on that aspect.
I used to always be like when like people were on like so you think you can dance or like shows like that. I'm like, why? Like, damn, niggas always crying and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of feel that now. I kind of get it. Now because I was like, people are like, I'm not a crier. I'm like, bullshit. And now I'm like, that would probably be me. I'd probably cry, and I'll be like, and someone's looking at me like bullshit, like. Oh my god! Well, yeah, no. That was a very
hell yeah.
I think I didn't notice how much like stress I carried from like doing everything, because like again at that point I was working a full-time job and also still being just as a maniac as I am today about this stuff. But like the weight lifted off of my shoulders, I think like definitely was like also there's like a form of like, hey, you did it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I could have did it a while ago too. Like I stayed at that job way longer than I needed to, but I actually quit. I actually planned on quitting in July. I actually left the job in like February.
Mhm.
Because I was like, all right, cool. I already know I can do it. So I paid off all of my debts
Yeah.
first. So I did that. I paid off all of my debts. So this is all done within a 2 month span. Which realistically was like too much. I should have spread some of the stuff out. I paid off every credit card, every like all of my like any college stuff that I did for like the 1 year that I went, yada yada yada. Paid off all of that, all medical bills, whatever. Car. I bought my house. I got engaged and married
Damn.
within engaged and married within a month. And like, just like, like and then renovated parts of the house that I wanted to renovate. And quit my job all within 2 months. And the thing is, I planned on staying at my job till July, but I got carpal tunnel from working on the house like too much. And like,
you did
like I
everything
was like,
yourself?
no. I still
Oh.
hired my one
Oh,
friend, but
okay.
there's still a lot of stuff that I did wrench on.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think, again, I was in IT. I did a lot of typing.
Yeah.
I tried gaming. I'm moving stuff around on PC. Then I'm also screwing things in. I ended up developing carpal tunnel. So it expedited that. But I had already been making more money making music for 2 years prior before I quit. So I was like, I realistically could do it, but I was like, you know what? Let me grab all of my money right now and just drop it. And
In
like,
hindsight, that sounds like not a very smart idea.
it's so crazy. Like I did, like that was a 2 month process. I just did all of that stuff because again, I got engaged and we got married, like right before I quit. Got engaged, got married within 2 months. It would have been 1 month, but in Rona, if you get married, and do a courthouse wedding like we were going to plan on doing, they're like, hey, you do it on webcam. And I was like, I'm not a ceremony guy, but that feels weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say that feels a little weird. At least that's to me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that. So whatever. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
I did a lot. So I think that my body was like, hey man, you're gonna relinquish all this shit that you piled on yourself.
That's
at one
that's
point.
dope. That's dope. And just like that, like you said, you briefly mentioned, just that fulfillment to know like you have done enough on as like you're a creator and an artist to be able to like say, hey, I do this full time now. And to have that ability to do something like that you're passionate about and say, hey, I do this for a living. That's got to be one of like the coolest feelings in the world to say that, oh, hey, I quit my job, I've paid everything off, I was able to buy a house, I like you got married, like that's just got to be one of the most fulfilling things in life, to be able to say that you've had the ability to do that, and it's all because of what you're doing. So props to you and all your hard work, because like I said, it's paid, obviously it's paid off in the long run, but just having that moment of fulfillment, I can definitely see, like in hindsight, looking back, that it's definitely like a highlight and just like a proud moment to say that you have achieved in your life. And I know that's also got to be stressful too, because you quit your job because like, oh hey, like I do good enough now that I feel like I can do this full time. Now you gotta like hope that it does well, like and pray that, oh shoot, I gotta make sure I keep it up, whatever, because you don't want to go back to doing that either. Like
I will say the first 6 months probably were the most stressful of my. That's the reason why I don't look at analytics. Because I noticed I'd go, oh my God, the ship's sinking. I have to go back and get a job. Okay, we're good. Oh my God, the ship's sinking. I got to go get a job. And I was like, look, hey, man, it's like, hey, work hard. It's going to work out. All right. Work hard. It's going to work out. As long as the bills keep going up, I was like, the bills keep getting paid. I keep seeing that my money's solid. You see me, I'm still traveling, I'm doing my thing. I don't have to be, tight pocketed about nothing. I'm like, all right, man, just keep doing the thing. Because there's so many other things that I could do before I would have to go get a job again.
Yeah.
Like I was like, hey, why don't you just stop being, like again, like I just as a fucking subtle brag, but I'm not trying to. I was like, I literally just said, oh, I had the person come over and clean my house and stuff because I have my house cleaned bi-weekly. There's plenty of things I can stop doing before I have to do that. Okay, like
you're in a good spot currently.
Yeah, but you could definitely, but like panic happens a lot.
Absolutely.
Whenever something does bad, like it's like, oh my god, this video did bad. Anyway, I'm putting in applications right now. Like,
where's the nearest Burger King?
That's how it feels. That's how it fucking feels. Oh man, I gotta get part-time, start paying for videos again.
Like, no, I feel that. And hopefully I can get to a spot where I can do content creation I'm probably a long way from it, but hey, that is a end goal. Actually, that's not even an end goal of mine. That can't be an end goal of mine. But it is a goal of mine to hopefully at some point be able to say that I do this creation stuff full time. And shout out to Callan B for that good, super good question too. But this next question comes from another person that I feel like I know him pretty well, but I'm pretty sure you know about the person, SCUFFED.
Yeah.
Baka King.
Baka.
And he asks, what are some common mistakes upcoming nerdcore artists make that hurts them in the long run?
Stop dropping weekly, which I feel like people have started to do.
Yeah.
Because I said that like 2 years ago, and I'm like, stop, like, stop it, like, damn. I was like, the YouTube landscape changed. Like, cut that out. I was like, focus on quality. What upcoming artists do? Stop operating like an old person. Start making TikToks. Start learning like philosophies on how that works. Learn SEO and how that whole thing kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
Search engine optimization for people watching. Stop spending money to going to cons and buy a new microphone, you idiot.
Why do I feel like that was targeted to someone in particular?
That is targeted to a lot of people who go like, hey guys, I'm playing this on my PS5, and I'm like, hey, you need a new microphone. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you want to talk about, man, these people.
And it's funny you bring that up because I seen a tweet from somebody, and it was like a little meme of like the guy sweating and the two red buttons. Like, you know the meme I'm talking about? They're like the template, and it was just like really good AMV or better mix, and everybody does like the better AMV. And it's just like, in hindsight, that's crazy that people don't prioritize the sound quality. They just want to make things look good.
That was my next thing.
It's just like, and nobody they did. And as somebody, if you don't know, I react to a lot of smaller artists. I do open reaction streams on the weekends. I give smaller artists a platform, and I noticed that, oh hey, the visuals on this video fire, but the mix is lacking. Like the mix it's like, and I'm not even like a musician, so I can't even like nitpick like the finer things and stuff like that. And if I'm noticing as a consumer of music, oh hey, like the mix could be a little bit better, then obviously there's something lacking there, and I feel like people's priorities are in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I going on another segue. I've told people, it's like, I feel like the indie sound had, so when I was like, hey, there's one benefit that we can say that we had the benefit of having like you could have quality be like lower a little bit, because like also like the general consumer headphones were still lower at that point, and like how sounds like evolved was still like lower. But now like I mean like AirPods in general aren't like bad like in the grand scheme, yes, but like as far as like earphones, like you can get like pretty decent like sound quality out of those.
Mm-hmm.
And like now it's to the point where like there's so many people who do indie music at such a high level that it's like if you kind of can't hit that, you're gonna just get lost. Because like like I could go to like going back to some of the people on like TikTok, like a Connor Price, a Nick D, and stuff.
Those
like
guys
and like
kill
Nick
it.
D. Yeah, like Nick D made music inside his fucking van for years, but like he understood how mixing worked and was like, and just like didn't skimp on stuff like that. Even like the dude I just worked with, Charlie Curtis Beard. I was inside of his house, and he makes all his own beats. He mixes, and these people are freaks. Like everyone, like people hone in and they like really drill. Actually, the only person who doesn't do it is Nick D. Nick D's actually kind of a freak. He kind of scares me. I hate his process. His process is terrifying to me. I could never do what he does. But like again, like it's so crazy. Like also I think something that people do is don't surround, like, all right, cool, friends, awesome, whatever.
Oh, I know where you're going with this. I agree already. I already know where you're going with this.
Don't have yes men,
yes,
and stuff like that. That's that. So it's so crazy. We were just on a phone call the other night, and it's the first time Omar has ever been on the phone with us at the same time. And Omar's like, the way you talk to him is crazy. Because like, I'll be actually, because like Fast Snaps is one reason why I don't do reactions anymore. Because I was like, I miss being part of the creative process. Because before then, we would, he's like, oh, here goes a song, yada yada, and like it's so crazy. So like a lot of people don't know this. If you listen to a more so for like a Fable, a Daddy Fat Snaps song, like my song, whatever, and stuff like that. Like there's probably an imprint of one of us on the other person's
I can imagine.
track.
I can imagine
to some degree. Like as in like I've had like a whole bunch, like I literally what song did Fast Nuts put out? It was like I think it might have been his pickle song. I think like he uploaded it, and before he went for people to do like pre, like I was late to like getting back to like one of his like texts or something like that, and I listened to it and I said, there's something like weird here, and he yanked the entire track down the night before, and like
shoot,
like it was like and like remixed it, because I told him, I said there's like this weird like boxy thing, and then we sat around and we just like worked on it and stuff like that. Or like my freaking Trigun track, the freaking melody was like, it was like problems everywhere that I run, and I hold it out. He told me to switch it to problems everywhere that I run, and like do the freaking run with it. Like he told me to switch that. I think the funniest one that we have origin wise is his Michael Myers track, actually.
His most recent one, like the one that he dropped last year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So he actually sent it to, I was in the car. And he sent it to me. He goes, hey, I kind of hear you doing the hook for this track. And I go, okay. I literally freestyle a hook in like 30 seconds. I was like, yeah, nigga, I'm nice. See, I'm nice. I was like, you need to ask me to do hooks more. And then we sat around with it for a little bit. And we just started labbing it, and we were like, oh, you know what? Like, I was like, it's cool, but going in and out of like verses wasn't like fully it and stuff. And also, we wanted me to be in the video if we did it. And the issue with that was the cheapest plane ticket for me to go to him was $700. And I said, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. So like we kind of just stopped working on the chorus as is, because he's like, I don't think I could perform it the way that it needs to be done.
Yeah.
And what happens is I go, all right, man, I got a new chorus for you. And I literally pull up the Michael Myers wiki. And as soon as his verse is done, I just start reading the Michael Myers wiki, and we start dying laughing. And he goes, wait,
Michael Myers at the tender age of 15.
Yeah. And he was like, what if I did narrator readings? between the stuff. So me fucking around made him do the narrator reading.
So that wouldn't have been in the song if it wasn't for. That's why you'll.
And that's one of the funniest ones.
I thought that was so cool and unique and different, and I was just like, damn, that's a really unique thing. I'm glad that DPS, and it turns out it wasn't even DPS. It was all you. It was your brainchild.
He still put the narrations in there, but it's me. Michael Myers was made in 1994 with a cast of and we're just dying laughing. He's like, wait, I should do that. He actually almost hired a guy to do it, and then he ended up
do like the voiceover. Should have hired Mix. Should have hired Mix.
Well, he actually found like a guy who did like scary movie.
Oh, stuff. Gotcha. So it would have fit the vibe more.
But like, this is how the creative process changes, like constantly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, you guys are constantly like bouncing ideas off of one another. You guys get tidbits from one another, and you guys are always helping each other out. If you guys notice something, if you guys don't like something, yada yada yada. Because that's the one thing that I always pride myself on is like I would like to consider myself I'm a nice and respectful guy. But if you come to me, if you like, oh hey, what do you think about this? Like be ready. Like if there's something that I'm not rocking with, I'm going to let you know. And like I said, I'm not going to be like a dickhead about it. Like I'm a pretty nice guy, but I will be like, I don't know if I really like something about the hook I'm not really feeling, and like I said, I'm not a musician, so it's just like I have a hard time explaining myself on the music standpoint of why I don't like certain things. I just as a consumer, it's just obviously it's just, if I don't like listening to something, I don't like listening to something. So I'm gonna be honest about that, and I know that they might not like what I say, but I know it's something that they need to know just for future. And I know obviously my opinions are different than other people, so if I might not like it, other people might yada yada yada. But it's just like I'm going to be honest because I know that's what it might not be what you want, but it's what you need in order to better yourself. And so I always leave a fair warning whenever I do those open reactions, like, hey, I love checking you guys out. I love giving you guys a platform. A lot of you guys are super talented, but I will like if I'm not rocking with the track, you got to know that I will vocalize the aspects that I do not like, and I just want you to know it comes from a place of love. But I'm just not gonna just like gas things up just for the sake of gassing things up. So I like to pride myself on being that guy, if need be. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Just like kind of get people around you. Like, don't put yourself in an echo chamber per se. Like kind of just like get people who truly want to see you succeed and get better, and find like-minded people that have like that same drive and work ethic and just that same passion as you, because I promise you it'll be benefit. And this is, like I said, this doesn't even apply to music. This applies to anything. Just find, like, have those people that you can always fall back to. It's like, hey, what do you think about this? Would you change anything? How would you approach this differently? Like, I always pride myself on trying, and I expect the same thing back. Like, if I ask for opinions, if somebody doesn't like it, I want people to vocalize it, because like I said, it's going to be for the betterment of me, my content, what I do. So I'm a big advocator for surrounding yourself with people who want to see you succeed, and will not just tell you it's dope for the sake of gas. Yeah.
Dog, we are mean to each other. We are like, shoot, man. Even back like in the day where we would hang out inside of some of the Discord servers, like, we are mean to each other. Whenever we would be like, ah, man, you didn't do it on that one. I'm just gonna let you know that now. You ain't do it on that one. Like, shit, even what happened recently? Oh yeah. If you want to know someone who if their content like pops up for me, I'll text them immediately. Ask McGuire, he hates me. I actually would literally, I'll literally just text him and be like, "Hey man, the last TikTok, it wasn't it. Do better."
Damn.
I actually would literally be like, or just like, and like the thing is like sometimes like I'll do that on ones where I know that he knows, but I was like, you know, dog. I was like, but like there's like one. Speaking of that, he just sent me a message too. That's funny.
It's like Beetlejuice. Funny
that's
thing.
hilarious.
That's funny thing. If you watch Fresh to Canal, that's crazy.
Right. But like we did that. But like there's like one like TikTok series that he was doing. I said, stop doing this. You're distracting from the point of your TikTok. And I said, remove this, and it'll make it better.
Yeah.
And then I remember I even said, come on, man. On like one of them, he goes, hey, I already edited this, so this one was already coming out. And I said, and your editing program was broken. He goes, fair. I'm like, like you couldn't have changed it. Like he's like, fair.
Oh, but yeah, no, I just like that. I just am always a big advocate of stuff like that, because at the end of the day, like you got to do what you got to do. Like you said, you just want to. We're a community of people. We just want to see each other improve. So we like, if we don't like something, we got to advocate it. And like if we feel like somebody could have did something better, we got to advocate it, because we just want to see. Obviously we want individual growth. Like you want to succeed on yourself. But I'm assuming you care enough about the community that you want to see everybody else grow and everybody else eating and succeeding as well.
I want people just to do the best that they can.
Absolutely.
And stop cutting corners. And I will tell you if you're cutting corners or if you can do something better. And I expect like the same shit. I mean, man, I think even like one of the last songs that I sent Fast Snaps, like I was on FaceTime, it was me and Thrizzy, and I said, hey, tell me why I don't like this. I was like, I know I don't, but tell me why I don't. And he legit said, hey, I forgot what aspect it was. He goes, I literally won't listen further until after you fix this thing real quick. So we legit had to go through like we gave him to listen to. He switched it. He said, all right, cool. Resend it to me. I'll listen to it now. He goes, because he's like, this is bad. Switch this. And it was like, cool. And then we re-leveled some stuff, did whatever, and he's like, all right, cool. Now I can actually assess what we need to do. I was like, it's already sounded better. So we actually would be like, bad, don't like it, switch it, yada yada. Or like shit, man. Even actually I can't. He's not as open, so I won't tell his. but I actually will say recently we told somebody we're like, we don't like your hook, switch it.
Really?
Switch your entire hook. Yep, we said switch your entire hook.
That's crazy.
You're like, your whole hook is not it. Switch it.
That's wild.
This is a very recent, like within 2 weeks, song that has come out. We said switch it.
So the song's already out?
Yes, the song's out. We had them switch their entire hook.
Damn.
We said rewrite it right now.
God damn it, McGuire. No, I'm kidding. I'm just probably not. Imagine though. He's just sitting at home. He's like, how do you know? No, I'm kidding. But I got one. This will be the last question that I ask you before I send you on your merry way, Mr. GameboyJones. This one comes from unfortunately comes from one LTS Gyro. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I hate him. I hate him to death. You know he dropped a diss track on me?
No,
he dropped a diss track on me. It's on Twitter. I hate that man with a passion. He asks, what is your creative process when writing your lyrics?
Creative process. Oh, this is actually kind of simple. My creative process is I listen to a whole bunch of fucking beats, which sucks. I hate listening through beats to try to find something. Because, like, man, sometimes you can go through. Sometimes I have days where it's like, hey, I listen to beats for 2 hours and I ain't make shit. Like, that happens.
Damn.
And I have to pivot. I go like, all right, cool. Looks like I'm making a TikTok today. I legit just listen to beats and I just scat out stuff. Actually, I wonder, man, if you would have said this like earlier. I started saving certain videos. I wonder if I can hold on. I'm gonna keep talking while I do this.
Okay.
I started saving certain videos of if I'm walking around, hook ideas. that I have
okay.
and stuff like that. So then I'll keep like I'll kind of like keep that like in mind. I go like, all right, that's the thing. I could probably find like a beat or something that kind of like fits this or yada yada yada. And that's become more of like a thing for me now. No, do I not have this video? Oh, that sucks, man. I know recently I just had one where it was like me doing I thought I saved it somewhere. It was me like doing the Doflamingo hook like out loud. But like
gotcha. Yep.
But like I had no beat. I had like nothing for it.
So it was point. Like acapella. Don't.
Yeah, it's just me and my phone. The camera's pointing at the ground, and I'm feeling just like
Dofi.
Yeah, and I'm just like mumbling the chorus. Is it? Oh damn! If I find it, I'll send it to you and just be like, go ahead and insert it here.
Oh, big fan got me feeling like Dofi. Yeah, get a bit off me. Yeah, better be walkie.
Okay,
at this point, yeah, no, because like I have like a whole bunch of stuff like that. But I always start off with the chorus, and I go, if I can make a chorus, I can make everything else work.
Gotcha.
So I actually literally just have like my DAWs just filled with me like freestyling like choruses and melodies and stuff like that. And
so that's where you normally start. Is like you start with like your hook in terms like your writing. Is that where you? Okay.
I start with the hook every time. I like writing hooks. If I could just write hooks, I want to be Ty Dolla $ign. I don't want to write songs. I just want to write hooks. That's it. Like,
I mean, like, man, hooks makes a song, man. I think I had Austin Simon on one of these. Shout out to Austin Simon. He was just like, hey, if you have a good hook with subpar verses, that good hook will make that a good song. But if you have great verses but a shitty ass hook, it don't matter how good those verses are. That's a shitty ass song. So the hook is like the key feature of the song.
You can go in with that. No, I'm a what? I just keep hearing
cat like, whining in the background.
She is. But yeah, no, dude, like that is my ish right there. I love making hooks. It is my favorite, which is so funny because I remember I told people I used to think that like, oh, I'm doomed to just be a rapper my whole life. Like I'm never going to be like I'm probably not going to be a musician. I was like I don't like writing songs. Like I could like man, I was like hey man, I'll give you a 5-minute verse and just rap at you. Like I could do that. And now I'm like a verse. And I got to do that.
So you're probably happy when you hopped on like the DPS Deadpool track where you just had to do a dope hook and it's like, hey, I did my fire hook and now I'm gonna get daddle on out of here.
I did actually want to do a verse on that. Actually, so again, like people, again, like the creative process and stuff. Mix only ended up on that song because I almost ended up doing a verse on that song. But he played the beat and I was like, and I immediately went, and like I was like, he's like, that's good. And I was like, come on. I was like, come on, like you already know. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm putting you on. And we were already on FaceTime. Mix called in and he heard the beat and he's like, let like him up me on. And at first I was like, nah, nigga, it's mine. This one's mine. But like Fast Snaps was almost like, but Fast Snaps had already wrote, I think, both of his verses on there. And he goes, nah, man, you know, he said, but like it's funny, that's why I still ended up sneaking in my little spot, which is funny. And he's like, no, the whole thing would be too long. And he goes, and Mix goes, hey, send it to me. If I send you this verse tonight and you don't like it, whatever. But let me write to it and let me send it to you.
Okay.
And another funny thing. Easily the most frustrated I've ever seen Mix making a song ever. We had him record his verse for that song, I think 8 times.
Damn.
I think he had to re-record it 8 times. Like we legitimately had it like to the point where like I think like when we got to like the third one and he goes, all right guys, here I'm gonna play it, and we sit there and we're listening, and then he goes, and then we go, okay, so, and he goes, it's bad, all right, and he just got off and just jumped back into the booth because like he already knew that we were gonna correct him, and he said, nope, I'm good, end call, and then he can't, and then the thing is with FaceTimes, if you end it within a group, you can always just re-jump back in.
Oh yeah.
So then he jumped back in and be like, all right, cool, I did it. And he was super frustrated because we already liked the verse. We just didn't like how he delivered the verse.
Oh, gotcha.
So he had to keep doing that. And the thing is, he had to work like basically all day shifts the next 3 days. And we were already going to NPC, so we had to get the song mixed and stuff like before like he left and stuff. So like we were like before, so he was like in and out, like frustrated, like, oh my god, I can't get, and we're like, if you can't get it, like he's like, I can't put you on the song. So he was frantically going back and forth trying to make it work.
But so it must have been like a very fulfilling when he finally got that one good take for the song. I'm here, but I can't imagine the frustration of being able, like, having to record something 8 different tries, and trying to find that one perfect take, and to really tie everything in and make it perfect and make it just chef's kiss. Right. But shout out to Mix too, because Mix is a dope artist in his own right. But Mr. Game Boy, that's kind of everything I had for you, lined up for you. So I normally end these off the same way. Take some time for the people at home for some reason they might be just fans of the Peep Lounge and they might not know who you are, which would be dumbfounded. But just in case, tell everybody at home where to find you, what you got planned in the future. You got any future projects that you can announce or anything like that? The floor is all yours, man.
I'll say, what's good, y'all? GameboyJones here. I don't know, man. You know, I'm GameboyJones on all social media platforms. Future projects. Tomorrow I'm dropping Zukosis. It'll already be out by the time this thing drops. Go listen to Glitch Whisper.
Absolutely.
Really dope stuff over there. Go listen to my Don to Don cover whenever that comes out. Any plans that I got? I don't know, man. I kind of just go with the flow.
I feel that.
Like I do have a Luffy / Zoro track that I want to make, but I haven't figured out how to fully like do that yet. Like the beats there, we're trying to figure it out.
You're workshopping.
Yeah, we'll see how that works. Just be on the lookout. I think just going into something. I think Glitch Whisper is gonna pass GameboyJones in the next 2 years, though. We'll see.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh shoot! Okay, so hey, 2 years time.
I made Glitch Whisper. I made Glitch Whisper in the hopes that I would pass GameboyJones. Like,
really?
I made Glitch Whisper thinking like wholeheartedly with my chest. I was like, this project can pass GameboyJones pretty easily. That space is like pretty evergreen when it comes to.
Do
like
you
stuff.
Want it to though? That's the question.
I don't care. I just want to make music. I'm GameboyJones regardless.
That's true. I respect that. But hey,
Run the Jewels is Run the Jewels, but Killer Mike is still Killer Mike. Absolutely
true. That's actually very, very valid. Come back 3 years from now. Come back to this video and see if Game Boy predicted right. Because right now, what I'm gonna need people to do, put some money down, like start like a bet going to see if what he says come true, and then come back to the video 2 years from now.
2 years time, 2026.
But Game Boy, I appreciate you again taking time out of your busy schedule to hop on here and just chat and BS for a little bit. I appreciate you, and for the people at home, I appreciate you guys tuning into this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, let me know any comments how'd you think about the episode down in the comments below. Let me know who you guys want on future episodes. I'm gonna need you guys, for some reason, if you guys don't know who GameboyJones is, one, are you Patrick Star? Because you must be living under a rock. If you guys haven't, go run up his catalog. Dude's incredibly talented. He's one of the hardest workers that I've seen in the nerdcore community, and for good reason. He's just, like I said, very talented, and he's good at making pretty sound good. That's all I'll say. So shout out to Gameboy, shout out to all you guys who tuned in to this episode. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You guys know what to do. Make sure you guys are staying safe, taking care of yourself. Tell a loved one that you love them, because at the end of the day, you just never know. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. Perfect. Gameboy, I appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Awesome.